And please sing along with me, yeah? And the best singer, you shout so that you drown my voice. Yes. Isle of beauty, isle of splendor, isle to all so sweet and fair. All must surely gaze in wonder at thy gifts so rich and rare. Bring us valleys, hills and mountains, all these gifts we do extol. Healthy land so like all fountain, giving gem that warms the soul. Before you sit, and thank you very much, that was wonderful. Before you sit, I'm going to invite Ms. Natoya John, Extension Officer, Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Blue and Green Economy, to raise incense to the good Lord in heaven.
We gather here today with joy and gratitude to celebrate the achievements of our hardworking farmers and the success of the Sustainable Agriculture Farmer Field School program. This is more than just a certification ceremony. It is a milestone in our collective effort to promote sustainable agriculture and build a stronger, more resilient future for our communities. Before we proceed, let us take a moment to seek guidance, wisdom, and blessings for all those present and for the continued success of our agricultural endeavors. Let us bow our heads in prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before you today with hearts full of gratitude as we celebrate the achievements of the participants in the Sustainable Agriculture Farmer Field School, a collaboration between the Commonwealth of Learning, the University of the West Indies Global Campus, and the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Blue and Green Economy. Lord, we thank you for the dedication, perseverance, and commitment of these graduates who have worked diligently to gain new knowledge and skills. May you bless their efforts as they apply what they have learned to improve their farms, uplift their communities, and contribute to a more sustainable future. We are grateful for the facilitators, organizers, and stakeholders whose dedication has made this program a success. May their efforts continue to inspire positive change in the agricultural sector. Father, as we celebrate this milestone, we ask for your continued guidance and blessings. May these graduates be leaders in sustainability, innovation, and resilience. Strengthen them in their challenges, grant them wisdom in their decisions, and bless them with success in their endeavors. May the knowledge sown here today grow into a lasting harvest of prosperity, sustainability, and food security for generations to come. We ask all this in your most precious name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much.
We want to say good morning to everyone. Welcome to the UE Global Campus and Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Blue and Green Economy Certificate Ceremony on Sustainable Agriculture Farmer Field School from the 1 Mile
Parliamentary representative
in the town of Portsmouth. We now go across to Dr. Severin,
Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Blue and Green Economy, Dr. Kimon Joseph, and the staff and members of the UWI Global Campus Dominica, Mr. Ryan Anselm, is he present? Yes. But in absentia, Mr. Ryan Anselm, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Blue and Green Economy, and other officials of the Ministry of Agriculture. Participants of the Sustainable Agriculture Farmer Field School course, family members, friends, UWI alumni, both here at the Agricultural Science Complex in 1 Mile, as well as those joining via MO News, Kari FM, DBS Radio, and GIS, and friends all. I want to extend to you on behalf of the University of the West Indies Global Campus a very warm welcome to this event today. I am Francis O. Severin, the Pro-Vice Chancellor and Principal of the University of the West Indies, and I have been afforded the pleasure and the privilege of chairing this ceremony here this morning. And so my task is a very pleasant and refreshing one of merely advancing the program in an efficient manner. But of course, I cannot help myself but to articulate how pleased I am that the University of the West Indies and its collaborators, that is the Ministry of Agriculture and the Commonwealth of Learning, have come together in order to make this event possible. But not only this event, but we are celebrating, and who we are celebrating as part of this event. And I say that to make the point post haste that events such as these and comparable initiatives and projects are exactly what we at the University of the West Indies Global Campus strive to accomplish. The University of the West Indies Campus recently rebranded as such, but with its precursors, the Open Campus, the Schools of Continuing Studies, University of the West Indies Distance Education Center, and so on, we have been involved in outreach, community education, and meeting people where they are for over 75 years, meeting people in their cities, their towns, their villages, their hamlets. And so we are proud to collaborate with the Ministry of Education and the Government of Dominica and the Commonwealth of Learning in terms of this venture. And to say a little more to you about these exciting things that we do at the UWI, I am appropriately calling on the person who leads and drives our business in Dominica, and that is none other than Dr. Kimon Joseph, head of the UE Global Campus Dominica, to address you. Let us feel welcome, please.
Thank you very much. Dr. Francis Severin, Pro-Vice Chancellor and Principal of UWI Global Campus. Mrs. Fenella Wenham-Shepherd, the Parliamentary Representative for the Portsmouth constituency. Honorable Roland Roy, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Blue and Green Economy, and all the staff of the Ministry of Agriculture who are present here with us today and those joining us online. All participants in the Sustainable Agriculture Farmer Field School Program and their family members media representatives from Imo News, Kyrie FM, and GIS who are with us this morning. Good morning to everyone. It is indeed an honor for me to stand before you today at this momentous occasion, the certificate ceremony for participants in the Sustainable Agriculture Farmer Field School program. But of course, if you've been part of this program, then you know that one person is certainly missing. And so I'd like to apologize for Dr. Barry Casimir, who was really the one who had been working week in, week out with the participants. He's not well, but I want to assure you that he's joining us live via the live streams that are going on now. And he really regretted missing this opportunity, as he says, to take his pictures with his peeps. All right? So if you don't mind, I can take the pictures with you for him, all right? All right. So, good morning and welcome to everyone. On behalf of the UWI Global Campus Special Initiatives Unit and the Dominica site team of the UWI, I extend a warm welcome to everyone gathered here. Your presence today is a testimony to your commitment to the agricultural sector, to knowledge sharing, and to sustainable farming practices. We began planning for this program in 2023 when our team at UWI Global Campus Special Initiatives Unit contacted the Dominica site on the possibilities of collaborating on a project with the Commonwealth of Learning in Agriculture for Dominica. For our team at the Global Campus in Dominica to engage Mr. Roland Roy, the Minister of Agriculture, and how enthusiastic he became within minutes of hearing our proposal. He insisted, though, on three key elements. Number one, that the project should be facilitated using a farmer field school approach. Number two, that we would get no better facilitator than Mr. Kian Stevenson and his team. And three, that the best facility to host this project would be the Dominica China Agricultural Science Complex at 1 Mile in Portsmouth. We left that meeting excited and assured that, no matter what, the Ministry of Agriculture was fully on board with this project. It took a little time to cross our T's and dot our I's, but in October of 2024, we embarked on the 6-week training program for Sustainable Agriculture Farmer Field School. And demonstration of contemporary approaches that incorporate technology, innovation, and artificial intelligence, participants worked in real-life farm settings here at the Agricultural Science Facility at 1 Mile. This course, which was designed for rural crop production and lifestyle production farmers, focused on the upgrading areas like pest and disease resilience and control, alternative crop production, systems like hydroponics, aquaculture and aquaponics, modern livestock production systems, up-to-date practices, and marketing strategies. Today, we celebrate not just the successful completion of this training program, but the invaluable contribution of every participant to the advancement of agricultural practices in our communities. During the 6 weeks, you have all dedicated your time, your energy, and your expertise to learning and sharing techniques. It is our hope that the skills and insights that we gain here will go a long way in improving productivity, enhancing environmental sustainability, and strengthening the resilience of our local farming systems. I want to take a moment to acknowledge the effort of each and every one of our participants. The challenges you face as farmers are not easy, but your determination and willingness to learn are what will continue to drive a positive change in our agricultural practices. This is not the end, but the beginning of a journey towards more sustainable and prosperous farming. I also want to express my gratitude to the trainers, the facilitators, and all the stakeholders notably the Commonwealth of Learning, the Ministry of Agriculture, as well as our team at the Special Initiatives Unit at UWI and the Jamaica Science staff of the Global Campus. As we present the certificates today, let us remember that they are not just pieces of paper, but symbols of your hard work, perseverance, and your collective role in shaping a brighter future for agriculture in our region. We hope, participants, that you will take the knowledge gained and share it with others, continuing to create a ripple effect.
End hunger, achieve food security, and improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture, ensure healthy lives, and promote well-being for all ages, all persons, whatever walks of life. And I say that to provide context and theoretical perspective to what you are doing. So give yourselves a round of applause. And with that, of course, I have the pleasure of calling on the Honorable Minister, Honorable Mr. Roland Rouet, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Blue and Green Economy, to address you. Let's make him feel welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Savary. Let me recognize Honorable Fenello Wenham Shepherd, Dr. Francis Savary, of course, Principal and Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies, Professor Peter Scott, I'm not too sure if he's streaming live with us, P.S. Ryan Anselm, Dr. Kimon Joseph, staff of the Division of Agriculture, Fisheries, Blue and Green Economy, staff of the UWI Open Campus, most importantly our farmers, media, good morning. It is indeed an honor and privilege to stand before you today as we celebrate the achievements of our hard-working farmers who have completed the Sustainable Agriculture Farmers Field School Training Program. Today, we not only recognize your dedication and commitment, but also acknowledge the critical role that sustainable agriculture plays in building a more resilient and prosperous future for our nation. The Farmer Field School methodology is an innovative and practical approach that embodies the principle of learning by doing. This hands-on training allows farmers to experiment, observe, and adapt best practices in real time, ensuring that knowledge is not only theoretical, but also applicable to real-world farming challenges. The method fosters a deeper understanding of ecological farming techniques, resource management, and climate-smart agricultural practices that are essential for sustainability. The ministry has been using this method of training for about 2 decades, and we have seen great results in terms of farmers' production and productivity. Sustainable agriculture is not just an environmental necessity, it is an economic and social imperative. The skills acquired through this program will empower you, our farmers, to enhance productivity, reduce costs, and increase profitability. By equipping you with the tools to make informed decisions and to adopt innovative farming techniques, we are strengthening the backbone of our agricultural sector. This initiative is a step towards achieving food security, reducing dependency on imports, and ensuring that our local produce meets high-quality standards for both domestic consumption and export markets. The impact of this training extends beyond individual farmers. A resilient and sustainable agricultural sector has far-reaching social and economic benefits. Increased agricultural outputs means more employment opportunities, improved livelihoods, and greater economic stability for rural communities. This program contributes directly to our ministry's overarching vision of ensuring that agriculture, fisheries, and the blue and green economy collectively contributes $700 million to our nation's GDP by 2030. By empowering farmers with knowledge and skills, we are laying a foundation for a self-sufficient and prosperous agricultural industry that can withstand environmental and economic challenges. Such a transformative program could not have been possible without the generous contributions and unwavering support of our valued partners. We extend our sincere gratitude to the University of the West Indies Global Campus and Commonwealth Learning for their sponsorship and commitment to agricultural education. Your investment in this initiative has been instrumental in equipping our farmers with the knowledge and resource they need to thrive. I must single out Dr. Kimon Joseph for the interest and passion you have displayed in getting this program going, and of course, ably supported by Dr. Barry Kazili. We thank you all for your partnership with the ministry, and we look forward to participating in other fruitful partnerships. A special thank you must also be sent out to Mr. Kian Stevenson, our own Kian Stevenson from the Ministry of Agriculture, for instructing this course, and his dedication, expertise, and passion for sustainable agriculture have been invaluable throughout this training. Your guidance and mentorship have helped shape the future of these farmers, and for that we are truly grateful. To all the facilitators and support staff who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes, your contributions have not gone unnoticed. Your efforts is ensuring that successful execution of this program are deeply appreciated. As we celebrate this milestone today, I urge each of you to take what you have learned and put it into practice. Share your knowledge with your fellow farmers. Embrace innovation and continue to be the driving force behind our nation's agricultural transformation. Together, we will achieve sustainability, resilience, and prosperity for all. Congratulations to all our graduates. May this achievement be the beginning of even greater success in your farming journeys. Thank you, and may we continue to grow together towards a brighter future. Thank you very much.
Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Roland Royer, addressing this very important ceremony as we continue our broadcast from 1 Mile Portsmouth on 107.9 and 91.1 to allow Fine Foods to do their program on all other frequencies. Stay tuned.
This one, number 8, and I want to always bear these in mind. And what does number 8 say? Promote sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. And participants and the general public, once we embrace the decency of agriculture, we are well on the road to appreciating that Dominica, with its rich soil, with its greenery, and of course the blue economy, not to forget fisheries, we can feed the rest of the region. And this is very important, especially now. I'm not going to mention names, but I certainly know that you're fully conscious of what's happening in the world today, the new world political order. And increasingly, we have to depend on ourselves. And that is why I was so happy when I read the background to this program, because I know it has empowered you to do a lot. And by the multiply effect, we can see great things happening in the future. With no further ado, as they say, I want to, well, he's coming through Zoom. Yes, a recording. We have a recording of Professor Peter Scott, who is the President and CEO the virtual university for small states of the Commonwealth of Learning. I don't know whether you applaud for recording, but you can do that as well. Yes.
I'm Professor Peter Scott, President and CEO of the Commonwealth of Learning. As one calls leading educational initiatives, the Virtual University for the Small States of the Commonwealth, or VUS, is a network of small countries that work together to develop and share learning materials for post-secondary, skills-related courses in areas such as tourism, entrepreneurship, disaster management, assistive technologies, the use of information and communication technologies, and sustainable agriculture. The Farmer Field School Project, a partnership of the University of the West Indies Global Campus and COM, was developed with the sole purpose of providing practical, farm-based training opportunities in sustainable agriculture to farmers and other agricultural workers, including young persons, women, men, located in the farming communities of the Commonwealth of Dominica. Having just concluded its first iteration, the project was intended to assist persons from the local farming communities within Dominica in accessing equitable training for lifelong learning, for generating income, for boosting food security, and harnessing open distance learning technologies to promote skills development and agricultural sustainability. Within the Caribbean, a region of the Commonwealth where these small island states are especially threatened by climate change and food insecurity, a project such as this one, which targets farming and farmers, is urgent and essential. Training 26 participants, 18 female and 8 male, the modular course utilized a combination of practical farm-based resources at the 1 Mile Agricultural Station in Portsmouth, Dominica, alongside theoretical learning on Moodle, where participants access their readings and other multimedia resources. Artificial intelligence in agriculture is featured prominently in the course, where participants learn the techniques, operations, and technologies available for smart farming in small estates. This innovative, practical, open access course is replicable, adaptable, and fit for any Commonwealth country. And the outcomes of the now certified farmers are being celebrated today, with 70% of them awarded mastery and 30% awarded a past certificate of achievement as a collaborator on this sustainable agriculture farm field school approach project, and as the president of the Commonwealth of Learning, I am honored to speak today. COM is committed to developing open educational resources and building sustainable capacity in open distance and technology-based learning. Through the VUS initiative, we continue to support the small states of the Commonwealth in driving forward common educational interests. Congratulations all, and thank you.
Yes, I'm going to ask you to give Professor Scott another round of applause. You can't not applaud him because it's a recording. Yes. Again, I continue to reflect on this program, and I thank Dr. Joseph for the synopsis she gave me, and I was again very, very pleased with the pedagogy, you know, the methodology by which this was, well, let me use a farming term, propagated to you. Yes. So when I saw this, the facilitators did not lecture the farmers, but facilitated their learning by using prompts to build on their experience and observations, complemented by repurposed training materials available in print or electronic formats based on need. Farmers were encouraged to make their own discoveries and to draw conclusions which will then feed back into the training materials available as a living document. Living document meaning that it is not a document that opens and shuts, but it continues and you continue to build on it. It is a live document, really. And I think some of the literature calls it a green document. If that's not so, then that's original to me then. This approach was proposed for the development of specific skills, farmer empowerment, and rural infrastructure development that remain current and available wherever needed. So that methodology is respectful of the experience, the prior learning, the existential reality of yourselves, your good selves, rather than a constant lecturing or promulgation. In any case, for it to be practical and serious, it cannot be simply the theory of sustainable agriculture. And so it is a solid program. I say all of this as a foundation for inviting the wonderful gentleman who I've heard a lot about, Mr. Kian Stevenson, Technical Officer, Extension, Acting Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Blue and Green Economy. He's a course coordinator, and I'm going to bring him on to, or welcome him to offer some comments. And I think we follow straight after with the presentation to the participants. So please let Mr. Stevenson feel welcome.
Morning. Morning, everyone. To God be the glory. Yes. It's an honor to be here today, and first like to recognize our distinguished persons here today, just show how important the Farmer Field School is. Honorable Roy, also Honorable Shepherd, it's a pleasure to have you all here. Dr. Sevre, it's also a pleasure to have you here. Dr. Kimon Joseph of UE, it's a pleasure. All the staff of the UE Open Campus. As mentioned earlier on, we are missing Dr. Kazimi, Dr. Barry Kazimi. Also want to make special shout out to Mr. Simon, that played a special role. And just as you're missing Dr. Kazimi here today, I'm missing Miss Yasmin John from our Ministry of Agriculture. It seems for some reason the two of the most important people, they fell ill and they couldn't make it, but I believe we have some live coverage, so I'm sure that they are watching. So I'd like to make a special shout out to Dr. Kazimi and Yasmin John, who she was the main facilitator in this session. All right, so also continuing, also like to recognize the staff of the Ministry of Agriculture, our Chinese Technical Mission for having us here, and our participants, most important, the participants and the media, right? Recognize everyone, our Permanent Secretary, Mr. Ryan Ansem, and everyone, welcome. Also want to point out Dr. Dennis of UE, yes, and Janelle, who also played a major part in this. So I was happy when, well, first of all, thank you, Honorable Rui, and also Dr. Sevre for the accolades and the confidence you placed in me for running this Farmer Field School and facilitating it. But there is no I in team. And I was happy when the Ministry of Agriculture technical staff was able to really play a major role. I started in the Farmer Field School facilitation, but in the middle of it, many tasks came up, and we were challenged whether we should postpone it or not. And I was confident that we had a capable staff within the Ministry of Agriculture, that they did not have to depend on just me, but the staff could come out. I really want to highlight the main facilitators within the Ministry of Agriculture that really played a part in this everything. Honorable Roy, Dr. Sevre, and Dr. John said a lot about the sustainable agricultural course, Farmer Field School course, so I wouldn't go through it, but I'll highlight certain aspects, as you see in the agenda, as made to give comments. So certain comments of the actual day-to-day running. So as you know, the Sustainable Agricultural Farmer Field School course was structured around 6 comprehensive modules covering 18 hours. And as mentioned by the Honorable Roy, it was learning by doing. Mentioned by others, it was not lecturing, but facilitating. Just taking you back, Farmer Field School really originated in the region in 2002 through FAO and other UN, the EU, where 8 regional master trainers were trained. I'm saying this because the Farmer Field School methodology, a pleasure that Honorable Roy was part of it back in 2002. So he recognized the importance of that methodology and that tool in really empowering farmers and bringing about learning. So it was my pleasure. It's something I really believe in. It shaped my methodology of farmer delivery and extension delivery throughout my years from 2002. It shaped me getting a master's in organic agriculture, and it shaped the way the participatory approach, not just with farmers, but even within the workplace. So it was a pleasure when we approached Institute of Higher Learning, wanting to take this methodology on board to make it formal into their sector. Also like to thank the Commonwealth of Learning that provided the funds and also the background into the modules. So just moving along, some of the modules, as mentioned, we had 6 modules. So they were agriculture in the context of small states, learning how the whole environment and the politics and everything is happening, and that was led by myself. Then we had soil quality and its impact on sustainable agricultural practices. That was led by Mr. Hilroy Alfred, which did an excellent job from the Ministry of Agriculture. Then we had pest and disease and nutrient management for crop enhancement. That was done by Mrs. Josephine Diane Stout Abraham from the Plant Protection Unit. Then we had climate change and sustainable agricultural production, which was handled by Yasmin Shamina John. And then I came back in again with marketing, economics, social factors affecting agricultural production. That was myself, Kian Stevenson, and Miranda Stevenson facilitated this. And then we moved on the last module, which was very important and something the minister insisted we had as well, moving into the future. And well, the future is now, as our young farmers like to say, was smart agriculture or smart farming and artificial intelligence in how it increases sustainability in farming. So these 6 modules made up the sustainable agricultural course. It went well, as mentioned. We had 26 participants, 18 females, 8 males, young, old, middle-aged, and all, very participant. I think this group really encouraged us, UWI and us as a ministry, to really continue this program right, to spread it out to the other regions, because I believe the farmers where we fought, we would have gotten some resistance, even in introducing new technologies, having to go onto the UE platform and do exercises digitally and so electronically, which is part of UE curriculum. We thought the farmers may have challenges, but through easy facilitation, everything worked out. We had no one dropping out. Everyone is here today receiving a certificate. Right? The farmers wanted a bit more hours. They wanted a little bit more learning, which is always good. Yeah, so I believe in moving forward, we can look at this curriculum, tighten it up, and even make it even more farmer friendly. And even as I mentioned to the farmers, now that we have done sustainable agriculture on a broad term in our farmer field school, we can start to key in some key aspects, certain crops, certain husbandries, livestock, and so on. Use the same farmer field school methodology to continue our learning and continue our empowerment. Yes, so with this, I think we should move into the certification requirements. Okay, so first we have Brittany Andrew. Miss Sandra Banis. Alicia Benjamin. Maria Carbon. Teres Christopher. Lucille Dupuy. Elizabeth Etienne. Boran Enso. Nella John Baptist. Jose Joseph. Noelisa Joseph. Yves Joseph. Right there. Khalil Lambert. Karen Luis Paul, Tiffany Marcel, Gloria McLawrence, Joanna Martin, Patricia Mills Lawrence, the Black Chinese. Nadisha Nixon, Bernadette Panfe Augustine, Odna Pierre, Tamias Pierre-Louis, Laurel Sentioc, Jermaine Valerie, Cynthia Victor, and Ian Victor. So the certificates read: from the University of the West Indies and Commonwealth of Learning, a certificate of achievement to the person in Sustainable Agriculture Farmer Field School, October 17th to November 28th, 2024, and has earned 1.8 continuing educational units. So congratulations to all our farmers who have completed the Farmer Field School, and hoping to see you in the future in the marketplaces and educating, continuing empowering the rest of the farming community. Yes, sir. Thank you.
And the faithful say amen. So thank you, Mr. Stevenson, for this overview. I would call it overview rather than comments, and taking us through the modules. And once again, participants, a warm and wholehearted commendations to you. You did well. I was especially pleased as an educator to learn a short while ago that there was no attrition. No one dropped from the course. So you know what is the word that is used often for that, but not usually in this context? You're resilient people. Yeah, all part of sustainable development. You're resilient people. And in fact, it is not surprising, because if you are to succeed and survive and thrive in farming, you cannot not be resilient. Yes, because you're going to have disappointments. You're going to have, and not only natural hazards, but also things like predial larceny and so on. And I mean that, I've experienced that, my father, you go and you're looking forward to this dashing harvest, and then you go and you find that the fellas are so bold-faced. Not only have they harvested for you, but they have cleaned the dashing right there. Yes, and left the debris for you, in your face kind of thing. But God is good. I want to mention, I really should have Dr. Denise Gaspard Richards, who is the head of the Special Initiatives Unit in my Office of the Principal. I want to give her a shout and plaudits. Yes. And at this point, I have the very special pleasure on calling on the outstanding student to render some remarks, Ms. Tiffany Marcel.
Morning, everyone. The nice part about being the last speaker, or one of the last speakers, is that I'm allowed to say protocol already established. I think it's important for me to start out this speech by thanking all the individuals that made this course very possible. So firstly, a very big thank you to Mr. Kian Stevenson. Your dedication and your charisma coming to class every day, ensuring that we continue to learn about sustainable agriculture. That was very important. I would also like to thank the co-facilitators, and I know that they're in the room, so I'd like them to stand because I'd like the camera to be on them so people can see. Mrs. Stevenson, Mrs. Diane Stout Abraham, Mr. Leroy Alfred, could you all stand please? Thank you so much for your continued support throughout the course, for answering our questions, for giving us more information as it pertains to sustainable agriculture. And a very big thank you, and I would now like to look into the camera because I know Ms. John is at home watching, to the definition of a dedicated youth in the agricultural sector. Ms. John, we are so grateful. We are so grateful for your dedication to us. Again, ensuring everything logistics-wise was happening on ground, answering all our questions, being enthusiastic and being very encouraging throughout this entire process. On my first day of this class, the question was asked, what is it that you want to take from this farmer field school? And I believe my answer was along the lines of, I want to go into a more organic type of farming. I do dashing farming in the area of Bells, and I want to move away from using some synthetic inputs and actually doing it in a more organic and sustainable way. And I'm happy to say that this class exceeded my expectations in doing so. I think that I got everything that I wanted and some more. We learned a lot about pests and diseases from Diane and how we can actually do things in an organic manner to get rid of certain pests and diseases. We learned about actually how much inputs we should actually be putting into the soil. I remember that class very vividly. We struggled with some of the math calculations that Mr. Leroy Alfred was giving us. and many of us learned that we actually are putting too much synthetic inputs in our plants, and so that was very helpful information. Furthermore, we learned more about smart agriculture and how we can implement AI into our farming practices. And so the agenda item says that I'm an outstanding student, but I really couldn't be an outstanding student if it wasn't for the outstanding class, right? So all the participants who made this experience so enjoyable, I would like to end this speech by saying thank you. I've learned so much from you. I think I've gained some friends and I've gained some instructors, because many of you are so knowledgeable on agricultural practices, and I really could not have done this course or become an outstanding student if it wasn't for you. So thank you.
And the disadvantage, I would say, Marcel, in being one of the last speakers, is that not many people thank you. Marcel, Tiffany, I really want to thank you on behalf, if I be so presumptuous, of the participants. And you said something which is selfless, that really you could not emerge in that way had it not been for your class. And obviously that tells me that as part of the hidden curriculum in this course was the attribute and the value of teamwork and collaboration. And you have SDG 17 right here. Yeah. Collaboration, because that's where it's at. We cannot do things on our own anymore. We have to collaborate. So again, give yourselves, as the Barbadians would say, clap for yourselves. And I want you know, I've heard of Dr. Barry Kazemi in terms of his participation in this. Dr. Barry Kazemi, of course, is very passionate about everything he does. And there's a very good team at the Global Campus in Dominica, and it's one of our vibrant sites. So as principal of the campus, of the entire campus, but also as a Dominican, I'm very, very, always pleased, always feel very proud when I hear of the good things coming out of the Dominica site. It would be an awful thing to be principal of the campus and your home site is not doing as it should. So thank you to Dr. Timon Davis and the team here, you know, very good team. And while that is happening, the fort is being held by the team in Roseau, because the work has to go on for the people, you know. So excellent, excellent work. And Dr. Kazemi, of course, has sent a disclaimer that his illness is unrelated to partying before Carnival. So don't go saying that Dr. Kazemi was ill because he was sick, you know. He's really legitimately ill. Yes. At this point in time, of course, I bring you one of the powerhouses from the team in Dominica, the Global Campus team, Miss Kedisha Pinard, who's our clerical assistant, to render the vote of thanks.
Good morning to all. Good morning. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks for this momentous occasion, the certificate ceremony for Sustainable Agriculture Farmer Field School course. Let me start by thanking the Almighty Father for making today's occasion a resounding success. On behalf of the UE Global Campus Dominica team, allow me to thank those who are noted within this program, as well as those who are assisted behind the scenes. It is quite a list, so I solicit your indulgence. Gratitude is a must. Firstly, we offer sincerest thanks to Dr. Francis Sevre, Pro Vice Chancellor and Principal of the UE Global Campus, who chair our proceedings today. Sir, It has been an honor to have you here with us. We know that above all, you delight in providing access for our people to receive quality education and training. And we know that you are happy to be part of this ceremony, which demonstrates the university's commitment to stepping out and into our communities to meet people where they are. We are grateful for Ms. Natoya John, Extension Officer, who delivered the invocation, as well as to Dr. Kimon Joseph, who delivered the welcome remarks. We offer our sincerest thanks to Honorable Roland Roy, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Blue and Green Economy, as well as Professor Peter Scott, President and CEO of the Virtual University for Small States and of the Commonwealth at the Commonwealth of Learning, who delivered collaborators' remarks. We thank Mr. Kian Stevenson, the course coordinator and technical officer of extension in the Ministry of Agriculture, for his synopsis of the course as well as the presentation of the participants. Mr. Stevenson's coordination for this course and indeed the approach of the Farmer Field School itself in Dominica is phenomenal. We also thank and congratulate Ms. Tiffany Marcel, our top student in the Sustainable Agriculture Farmer Field School course, for speaking of her experience in the course. There are many people who worked diligently to make these events today, as well as the course itself, a success. And I would like to also highlight them. Of course, we would not have had the course at all if we did not have the funding from the Commonwealth of Learning. So we are grateful to Professor Scott, Dr. Chantel Moore, Ms. Carol Waters, and the rest of the team for providing the capital backing for this project. In addition, we are pleased with the efforts of our team at the UWI Global Campus's Special Initiatives Unit. Dr. Denise Gaspard Richards, who heads that unit, was instrumental in the course design, as well as managing the funding and reporting from UWI's end. She worked diligently with Mrs. Kezia Simmons-Brandt and Mrs. Joelle Cameron Bascom, and we are grateful for their work. Furthermore, on Dominica's end, we have two powerful teams. First, we thank the UWI Global Campus Dominica team. Dr. Barry Kazumi, our program officer, traveled each week to 1 Mile with me, Mr. Seaman, and our site technician, and Mr. Darren Libla, our videographer and photographer. Ms. Brittany Williams at the office in Roseau handled the clerical and administrative tasks for the course. Colleagues, I am grateful for your hard work and dedication to make the project a success. Secondly, no matter how organized we were and what funding we had, if the Ministry of Agriculture had not been on board, the project would have failed. So, we thank the Honorable Minister, Roland Roye, as well as Mr. Ryan Ansem, Permanent Secretary, and Mr. Ricky Brumans, Director of Agriculture, for their faith in UWI. To the Portsmouth team at the Ministry of Agriculture and the entire staff of the Agricultural Science Complex at 1 Mile, we say a very big thank you. You were there with us from the very first site visit, and you supported each lesson with your expertise and hospitality. If the other agricultural districts have teams that are half as dedicated and efficient as the Northern team, then agriculture in Dominica is in safe hands. Of course, I could say that even if we had amazing teams at Commonwealth of Learning, at UWI, and at Ministry of Agriculture, if we didn't have participants, then the project would have failed too. And so, we want to give a big thank you to all of our participants who are honored today. We congratulate you and we thank you for choosing UWI Global Campus Dominica. We know that attending the sessions in person at 1 Mile, as well as doing the assessments online, had several challenges. Yet, you stuck with it and you made it. On your behalf, we thank your families and friends who had to give up time while you pursued your course. This event today was all about you and your loved ones, and we trust that you felt honored and appreciated. In addition, I wish to thank our caterer, Mrs. Paulina Walter, who prepared the delicious meals for our participants each week and for our reception after today's ceremony. We also thank our bus driver, Eldridge, for bringing the UWI team safely to Portsmouth, and we are hopeful for a safe journey back. We thank the media representatives here with us from GIS, MO News, Kyrie FM, and DBS. Before I end, let me take this opportunity to invite you to enroll in our Semester 2 Part 2 courses beginning on 7th April 2025. These offerings are Business Writing and Communication, Developing Leadership Presence, Events Management 1, Office Management, Finance for Non-Finance Managers, Principles of Taxation and Bookkeeping, Strategic Planning and Management, and Wedding Planning and Decoration. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I must say it was good to have each one of you here with us. I invite those of you here at the Agricultural Science Complex to join us for a small reception in the lobby after we close. Thank you all again and have a blessed day.
We come to the end of this UWI Global Campus and Ministry of Agriculture's certificate ceremony on sustainable agriculture, Farmer Field School at the Agricultural Science Complex at 1 mile in the town of Portsmouth. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch and to listen. And we want to commend the farmers, commend UWI for its efforts, as well as the Division of Agriculture for its this major contribution towards the agriculture sector in enhancing our farmers. And we're very proud of the outstanding students. I think she spoke very well. Miss Stephanie Marcel did an excellent job in her speech, and we have no doubt that as a young person she will thrive and do very well. We want to encourage the young people in Dominica to embrace agriculture and help build the Dominica's economy and help build your family in the process. Thanks again for listening. Thanks again for watching.